Okay, Monday morning, 6:09 a.m. 6:09 because my last customer, I was on call for an hour with these three guys. Picked them up at a house, and they went to one of the homeless shelters. And we sat at the homeless shelter for a good long time, a good half hour, 40 minutes, whatever. Then after that, we went to a convenience store where they went and bought a whole bunch of stuff. They had a whole bunch of other stuff in the trunk that they picked up from where they started and from the homeless shelter. And these guys, then they went to a convenience store and they bought a bunch of stuff. And then they went to another house from the one that's not the one where they started. And so the fare was like $46. And you know, I don't understand people who will sit. Two guys will sit in the cab, and one guy was inside the homeless shelter for like almost 40 minutes, doing whatever it is he was doing, and letting the meter run outside. You know, these guys must have more money than common sense, but sense has not been a common thing for at least the last 25 years. So yeah, I'm tired. I've had a busy night. I have well in excess of $400 on. Might even be closer to $500. I haven't counted in everything. I know that I've got at least a little over $300 just in Interacts and credit cards and those transactions done with the machine. And I was going to go to the bank at the end of my shift to make a deposit, but I don't have enough time now, so I'm just gonna go to the gas station, fuel it up, and go to the bank some other time. And that other time can be, well, I have a dentist appointment at 8 o'clock, and now it's 6:11, so I have enough time to grab something to eat at home, have something to eat, and then go and get my teeth cleaned at the dentist's office. Always something. Always something. So, yeah. What else is there to say but that we're still short-staffed and worked really hard? And people don't believe it when I tell them that, you know, I've been really, really busy tonight. And they go, oh, well, it's Sunday, and nothing's going on Sunday. Yeah, but people are going places, and we don't have enough drivers. The guy who owns this car owns another one besides this one. And that other car has been in his carport collecting dust and rust for 25 months. Just sitting there. So the batteries are probably all messed up. You'll have to get a whole new battery pack for the hybrid system. And who knows what else is messed up in that car. But it's sitting there. And I didn't flip the phone. Beautiful. I accelerated very gently. My tendency is not to do so. Well, I'm gonna just head to the gas station now. I'll be back for 4 more nights in a row of punishment. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little late, so what? Nothing I could do about it. Nothing I could do about it. Time is now 4:12 in the morning. I just cleared at the airport. And I'm getting out of here. Yes, I'm getting out of here. I just dropped someone off who's going to Winnipeg to for a family funeral. At this time now, 4:12 in the morning. Yeah, the night was fairly busy enough before midnight. And in the morning hours, I did have a lot of opportunities to go to sleep. And I did go to sleep several times. I have a grand total of about 300 on right now, which is okay. I can't complain. At least I wasn't run ragged like I was the night before, where I did, after counting everything, $480. $480. That's a little much. Not the money, but the effort it took to get all that money. And yesterday I did not have a run to the airport. I had all kinds of other things, but no run to the airport. So now my night is coming. Well, I got about an hour to go. Then I have to wash the car and head to the bank and fuel it and park it. Got a chiropractor appointment too. I think it's a big one. It's a realignment and a stretching of the neck. Yeah. Oh, I received a note from Mr. Punctual because I was late in the morning. It said something to the effect of, "This is the 4th time you've been over half an hour late." Not true. It wasn't over half an hour. And this is the latest I've been. I think I was 25 minutes late. But he wasn't there when I showed up. He was not there when I showed up. Says, "I need the car at 6 o'clock. And I need it to be clean like the way I leave it for you." What a passive-aggressive little shit. Half the time he doesn't even shake out the mats. And the mats in the back seat are kicked underneath the front seat. And there's always dust on the dashboard. Oh my God. I'm going to show that note to the owner of the car. Not for any other reason except that he gets a chuckle out of it. Well, 3 more nights to go this week. Well, here we are again at the airport. Time is now 3:41, and it is Wednesday morning. I had been asleep for a while because the beginning of the night, the first half of the night, was insane busy until about 11, when things slowed right down and I was getting 1 trip an hour. Or maybe a little more than that, but between 1 and 3, I was asleep because I needed to be asleep because I was tired from working so hard and driving so much. So now I had this a shorter trip to the airport. It wasn't all the way from town. It was from the bottom of the peninsula, kind of, to up here. So instead of it being like $60, it was like $40, which is okay. It's all right. This trip was a total surprise to me. I was sleeping and then I got the trip and it was only 7 minutes old. And then the customer told me that there was a car on the way. It was on the way, but then it disappeared off the tracking, because you can track your car now. And the car disappeared, and then I showed up on the tracking, and I got there about 3 minutes after the time call was due. But it didn't matter. I got her to the airport in a timely fashion, and she was appreciative, and she tipped me $10, so I can't complain there. Tonight has been a success. But yeah, I'm tired because we're so busy, because we're so short-staffed. Okay, so I got a couple hours left in my shift. If anything really memorable happens in those couple hours, I'll let you know. Well, this is not the next day. This is later the same morning. The time is now 5:12, and I dropped off at the airport for the second time. The last time was at, what time was it? Last time was at 3:38. Okay, so I drove back into town, and I started watching a video and fell asleep. And then I got called for this one. And now I've got enough time to get back into town. Yeah. And Mr. Punctual is not going to be working this morning. The owner will be working instead. So I don't have to have the car back on time, absolutely. And a couple days ago I didn't, because I had those clowns who were going to the homeless shelter and going to the Circle K and before getting home. So he didn't like that. He said that it was the 4th time that I was late by more than half an hour this year, and he needs the car at 6, and it has to be there at 6 and clean. So I showed that note to the owner of the car, and he took one look at it and said, "This guy doesn't have a feel for reality the way you and I do." Yeah, because it's not realistic. Sometimes, you get a customer who takes longer and will keep you engaged for more time than would be reasonable. And sometimes the customer sometimes the customer just won't let you go, and you can't exactly kick them out of the car. Can't exactly tell them, now you get out now, I have to go do something, I have to get the car back on time for day shift. Yeah, right. See how popular that would be. Anyway, it's 2 more nights to go this week. Yeah. Time is now 5:59, the very end of my shift. It was a long one. It was tiring. I went to sleep several times. But the thing is that the pace was not too crazy before midnight this time. The pace was reasonable, and I had a few somewhat longer trips. I had it happen one time where I had a trip that went out to the Western Communities, and then I had another one coming right back right after it, which is very nice. And then, well, the night went on and on and on, and I ended up with $350, which is good. You consider the lease is $100, so that leaves $250, and maybe about $30 for fuel. So I made a couple $100 for myself anyway. That's not bad. If I can consistently make a couple $100 a night for myself, I'm doing very well. That's $1,000 a week. Nothing to sneeze at. It will keep my whiskey supply going. What else? Did I have anything really memorable tonight? No, not really. Everything was pretty calm. I watched a fair amount of video. I fell asleep to some videos more than once. Yeah. So now, well, looks like it rained around here. It didn't rain where I was. Let's take a look at the traffic light is green. Okay. Sometimes the visor gets in the way of seeing traffic lights, right? No. Excuse me. Yeah, that's about all I got to say on this Thursday morning. One more night to go and my week is done. Time is now 7:50. I've only been out here for about an hour. And I had my fourth trip. And my fourth trip went to the airport, which is really great. So I've already got, let's see, we've got 4 trips on. Almost $100. $100 in 1 hour. Lovely. These guys standing here waiting for fares. And yeah. The sun's going down. And I'm at the airport. And it was relatively easy. I just don't want to work so hard tonight because it's my last night of the week. But this was a leg up. This was a, you know, quick $100 in 1 hour. Wow. And yeah, the rest of the night should hopefully go smoothly. Yeah, this time there's cars in front of me on the way out. Now you see what the place looks like in the daylight. And not the daylight that you get in the morning hours, but the daylight that you get as the sun's going down. It's the same road, it just looks so different in the daytime than it does at night. Not much to talk about yet because the night is very, very young. So I'll get back to this when I'm at the end of my shift, or at the other end of my shift, and at the end of my week. Time is now 5:44 on a Friday morning. Not only is it a Friday morning, it's Good Friday morning. I have about $530 on. I have worked non-stop for 11 hours and 15 minutes. Non-stop. Every time I would pull into a parking lot to take a break, I would get another call. I think I watched a total of 2 YouTube videos all night. All night. Every time I'd want to take a break, I'd just pull into a parking lot and lean my seat back and start to watch something, and beep, another call. I was cursing and swearing and red in the face, pissed off that I didn't have a chance to take a break and go to sleep. So I'm cranky and I'm tired. Yeah, now you know. I've had that kind of night. One right after another. There was even one that went out to the emergency at the Saanich Peninsula Hospital. I had some good trips. One of the early ones was a trip to the airport. Saanich Peninsula Hospital is almost as far out. And now, oh, I should actually turn the meter off. There we go. The meter is off. Is it going to give me another trip now that I'm approaching downtown? And it's far away too. No, I'm not taking it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just book off. I've had enough. Fuck you. Had enough. Too tired to keep working. And I'm not gonna rush all the way over to the Royal Jubilee Hospital from here. And where I am now, I'm right by the Empress Hotel. Empress Hotel to Royal Jubilee Hospital, empty. No, sorry. Get someone else to do your dirty work. Get someone else. Get someone else. I am off the board now. I've got enough time to go fuel the car, add up my Interacts, and that's that. Then I'm going to walk home. And then I'm going to fix something to drink. Well, first fix something to eat, then have a drink or two while talking to my mother on the phone. Yeah. I hope yours is better than mine.